Okay, so my name is Greta Eagan, and I came to be a macrobiotic girl kind of through an evolution. It started last July when I had a pretty intense year of indulgence in living in London for my first time, and just kind of overdoing in every way. And I decided during the summer that I really wanted to cleanse and reclaim my body and my balance. So I started and I did a detox, and for a month where I did kind of vegetarian to vegan to raw to then liquids. And when I came off of that, I wasn't sure what I wanted, but I knew I didn't want to go back to how I was eating. So kind of through the process of figuring out what my body liked and didn't like, I started to explore that. And then starting in October, I had a friend who came into my life that introduced macrobiotics to me, and it really aligned with what I had already started to find for myself and what I liked and what felt good. And I wanted more information, and so he gratefully sent me a couple of books, and I started my education. And since then, I've been lucky enough to travel to New York, amongst other places, and really experience a macrobiotic community, and also here in London, which is across the street from where I live. And it just kind of grew from there, and I've been true to it and true to myself and exploring more and more and trying to gain more information.
So how have you experienced the food and the cooking?
Well, definitely for me, food has always been important, and I spent about 7 years of my life being a vegetarian before I started eating everything again and kind of went off the deep end and indulged in everything. So paying attention to it and knowing what feels good in your body, and that people are different and that they can have different things that they want to bring in depending on the day, depending on the month, depending on the season. Starting to pay attention to all that was really important to me, and then cooking I've always enjoyed. So they kind of went hand in hand, my innate interest in food, and then also this concept of being, seasonally, I guess you could say, aligned with what's out there and what your body needs. So it just kind of kept going from there, and it keeps going.
So what makes macrobiotic quite unique for you?
Well, I would say especially now when there seem to be so many fads and so many diets and detoxes and things like that. And a lot of people, I think, enter into that not quite knowing what they're supposed to be doing. It's hard. There's a lot of information out there and you don't know what's true or not. And I think that for macrobiotics, it kind of simplified all of that for me and took it to a different level that wasn't about, weight loss or this or that. It was more about how you feel and optimizing how you feel and being in tune with yourself and healing yourself. So that's really, for me, what I've really enjoyed about macrobiotics.
So where would you like to take your practice or your study?
The food has been great because I always love to cook, and like I said, I pay a lot of attention to what I put into my body. But I would love to know more information about the actual energies behind it, and the yin or yang, and that's kind of been a growing interest of mine, and I'm seeking out information from people that I know and the books that I've been looking into as well. But that, for me, would be the next level, is really to understand balancing, and I've done a little bit of that so far, which is great, and kind of being able to gauge in myself if I'm feeling yin and what I need to do to center and balance myself again.
So what would you say to someone who is new to macrobiotics, or your friends? How would you present macrobiotics?
Yeah, and actually this comes up a lot, and I'm not sure quite how I feel about it. I don't know if other macrobiotic people find this, but I feel like it dominates the conversation sometimes, especially when you're out to eat with people and all of a sudden everyone's saying, oh, well, why are you getting that? Or you don't eat dairy, or, well, what's that about? And so you kind of, you gauge your audience and you decide who you're going to, share this with and how much you're going to share. But if I have been speaking to my friends quite a lot about it, and I just kind of tell them, it's about eating whole foods and seasonally, and like I said, listening to your body. And when you start to do that, then I think you get a better sense of who you are and what you need. I think some people around me have kind of tapped into that and changed what they're eating a little bit, which is great. And also bringing awareness to how much the food out there is so processed. And there's so many toxins and chemicals and things that you put into your body that you aren't even aware of. And that even goes for, the beauty products and things that you put onto your skin, and you're absorbing that in just as well as if you're eating it and ingesting it. So, I would just kind of say start slow and see what feels good to you, and try and eat with the seasons and see how that feels, because there's a reason why, the fruits and vegetables come in and out of season, and you can align yourself with that.
So how would you like to help other people through your work or through other things?
Well, I guess I would say just spreading the word and living by example. A lot of the time I think that's the best way, and I do get asked quite a lot, like, oh, what do you do? And, you always seem to have so much energy, and you're really healthy, and this and that, and I think that's the surest way is to live by example, and everyone can see how it agrees with you, and then start to ask the questions, and you can spread the word that way. I'm probably also going to post something on my blog after this, so I'll spread the word that way too.
Yeah.
And just kind of keep doing my part when people ask me about it.
So there seems to be a lot of enthusiasm in young people for kind of they feel like a time for change around the world.
Yeah, well, I really believe that in particularly at this point in time, and then what's coming up in the future, that the consciousness of people in general in society is raising. And so I think this is part of it. I mean, like I said, a lot of the people that I'm around and in different industries are all kind of asking the same questions, and it just seems to be expanding out in different ways. And I'm really receptive to that, and obviously want to spread it. But I agree with you. I think that there's kind of a raised consciousness.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.